Hello, my name is Ben Price. I'm the Vice President of Country Cable, and this is a quick history video for all of our new recruits, just to give you a background of our company, who we are, where we've come from, and where we're going. Country Cable was started in 1991 by my father, Bill Price. Before that, he worked for another local satellite company selling TVs and home theaters. But he was very successful. He ran an entire branch, and in 1991 he decided that he wanted to branch out on his own, start his own company, and have just have a better livelihood for his family. So he named it Country Cable, and the reason why he did that is he did that for, back then, there was no, cable was only in the city, only in the urban areas. And so he named it Country Cable because satellites were cable for people in the country. And so our main market back then was all the rural customers. And so none of them had any TV but maybe one or two channels. And so we came to them, we said, we're with Country Cable, and they loved it. We actually, the name stuck after so many years, we got so much popularity, everyone began to know us. He opened the office with $1,000 and a dream for a better livelihood for his family and his employees. His mission statement was to build a strong business based on honesty, integrity, fairness, where the customer truly gets a good deal and promptly gets service whenever needed. And one thing about this is my father at this point had worked for dozens of companies. He had been the top sales guy in 3 different companies, from Kodak Film, worked for Wolfram Tweeter, which was a audio video company, and the last company was a satellite city, which sold your huge dishes. And all 3 of these companies, he had been the top guy in all 3 of them. However, he did not like the way that those companies treated those customers, and so he really wanted to build a business where the customer was first. They really got what they were interested in, and there was no anything behind the scenes. There was no just trying to get over on the customer at all. And so that was a huge deal to my dad. And in fact, because he started with this base is actually why we've been so successful for 22 plus years. And so I want to make mention of that, because a lot of people these days, there's rarely that people can say that their customers are truly first, and that means a lot. The other part of his mission statement was for his employees. It says, at the same time, all of the employees would have a fun and challenging job that gives them a good standard of living and the fulfillment of their personal goals. And I love that my father wrote that in there, because it's such an important deal that people that have come to work for us have had an enjoyable place to work. And I want to mention this, and I think this is worth mentioning. He put in here a good standard of living. Since we started in 1991, no person that has worked for Country Cable has been paid minimum wage. No one. They have all had a good standard of living, which was a high priority for my father, and it remains a high priority today, that all the people that come to work for us would really have a good financial income, but also would enjoy their job. And we have a great team. We keep a great atmosphere, and we care about people's personal goals. We do care that if you want a house and if you want to be successful, or you have a certain dream, those things do matter to us. When we started, we sold these huge, enormous dishes. They were like 10 foot wide. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they looked like something from NASA. So they were so huge that people would make them into umbrellas and stuff, and they cost $3,000 up front. So it was quite a sale. But when we would go out to these places, people had never had any channels. So there was no hope of them getting cable, because cable never ran out there. So we sold these huge dishes. They would take literally an entire day, like 10 hours to install. And the customer basically had a small loan to get their TV service. But that was what it was, and that was the market. Then, just as all electronics have happened, satellites went the same route. They got smaller and cheaper. Everything in electronics has gotten smaller and cheaper. And so the dishes began to shrink. They went from 10 foot to 3 foot. Then 3 foot to 1.5 feet, and that's what they are now. They're these small little dishes. The price went from a smaller amount up front, where the customer just pays some of it, to now actually you don't have to pay anything. You just sign a contract. Our vision for the future is to be an industry leader in sales and service. At the same time, pushing the boundaries of what is possible for a business that is completely giving themselves over to the Lord and that is willing to take leaps of faith to see the impossible become possible. We believe that we are in the greatest days in human history. And with the right team, work ethic, and attitude, the sky is the limit for our business and for our employees. The best is truly yet to come, and we are thrilled to have all of our employees that are with us to take this adventure.